This memorial, and I want to make sure that you call it a living memorial. It is not a memorial just to talk about the loss of lives, but the shared lives, the shared loss that we, as a people, both in the United States and the families here in Israel who lost their lives, and people from throughout the world, almost 3,000, you'll be able to see almost 3,000 names of all of those who lost their life in that terrible, horrific terrorist attack of 9/11. And you're here at a living memorial, and you ask yourself, well, why here in Israel? And this is the place that one should be. There's a lot of places that have recognitions of 9/11, but nothing of the size and scope or of even the intensity of what you're going to see here. A place that depicts the flame and that's in the flag from the Twin Towers of New York, from the crater from the plane that crashed in Pennsylvania, from the idea of a pentagon from those who lost their lives in that destruction. And in the middle, you'll see even a piece of 9/11 that Mayor Giuliani had made it available to the state of Israel, so that here lies a piece of that building to again give us a little time to think and memorialize and to talk. But why again here in Israel? Because this is a shared value issue. Israel that has seen so many loss of lives in terrorist attacks. Israel that saw 6 million Jews come from the ashes to develop this place. To standing on the footsteps here in Jerusalem. And to be able to have a place that's a living memorial to say to the world, those 3,000 victims are from countries, some that don't even have relationships with the state of Israel, but they were human beings who did not deserve a loss of life on a terrorist attack, as so many Israelis did not deserve, as they don't deserve theirs. And so here, on the footsteps of Jerusalem, as you enter into that city of peace and the city of love, the capital of the state of Israel, this is the place that a memorial to 9/11 makes the kind of sense and the kind of connection to us and the diaspora and to Israel and to this land, to what is all about life. And that's why I call it the living memorial. Ours is not, and someday there'll be parks around here and there'll be children and there'll be swing sets and you'll hear laughter. And when you hear laughter, you'll say, well, is that right for a memorial? Absolutely. That means we won. We won. They lost. So I thank you for making the trek as we're developing the roads and the construction. And again, I'll now introduce the Deputy Foreign Minister of the State of Israel. Again, somebody who is my personal friend and I think one of the great leaders of the state of Israel.
Thank you. Thank you, Russell. Thank you all. And you're very welcome here. Russell was very kind about introducing me and mentioning the CV. But at the end, he did mention something that, my proudest item on my CV, that I'm a good friend of Russell, which, and you see why now. And JNF and Russell have always been so dedicated to actually build the state. And what we have seen here throughout the rebuilding of the state, and I always mention in 1948 the state of Israel wasn't established. It was established in 1948. And we always had to defend ourselves, and we still do. And although our enemies tried to take us on militarily and they failed, and Israel today can defend itself by itself, they couldn't do it through military tactics. They went on with economic tactics, with boycotts. That didn't work either. They went on with terror. Now they are trying a political warfare. But I think the secret of the Jewish people has always been the hope and the faith. And even though in front of really travails and tribulations, we, with one hand, we defended ourselves, but always we planted with the other hand for the future, planting trees, building plants, and building centers of excellence in education and in culture, and many, many things. We wouldn't have been able to do it without JNF. JNF, from the start, understood that infrastructure, that greenery, that forests, that trees are so important for the people just to go back to their roots, just as the trees of JNF go back to the roots of our identity and of our history, and also the values of us in the United States. We don't have a better friend and ally in the United States. I don't think that the United States this would be only one little reminder of the real bond between Israel and the United States. Of course, not only the shared values and the common interest that we have and the shared future that we see in the ethos, but also, unfortunately, we are facing common threats. And the threats of terror are coming from the same ideology. And it's the same type of ideology, whether it's perpetrated in Jerusalem or in Washington or Pennsylvania or New York or Indonesia. And terrorists today are trying to kill us not because of what we do, but because of who we are. And we have to understand it. And we have to understand it. We have to stick together. And there is no doubt in my mind that we will prevail and we will win. And we will do it just as the nine powers, the naval powers in the past, 16th century, did against the piracy in the high seas. The way to do away with piracy, they did the way with piracy, is that they did not let the pirates a safe haven. They couldn't dock in any port to refuel, to rearm, or to refresh. And this is what we need to do with the terrorists. There are failed states like Sudan or like Somalia, or terrorist states like Syria, or like Lebanon today under Hezbollah, or Gaza under the Hamas, or Iran, of course. We will face this problem. But we'll have to pull together, and I believe we do have the wherewithal to do it. And this is a special place for us. There were 2,974 victims in this senseless, brutal, cruel, I think the most horrendous in history. Out of those 2,974, 5 were Israelis. And I want to thank Danny and Rassel for actually conceiving of this idea and having in a very unique fashion all the names. Each name counts, each person counts. So you have all the names. And to you as friends and supporters of JNF, thank you. Supporting JNF is also supporting Israel. Supporting Israel is also, I believe, supporting the United States, and the relationship between Israel and the United States will be the anchor of stability and the basis for bringing about democratic changes in the region and hopefully peace and prosperity. Thank you so much for being here.
Your mouth is